Good morning. Today is section 14, verses 6 through 11. And I'm just continuing the blessing or revelation for David Whitmer. In the letter, though, it gives a couple of things. The first half was basically identical to the other blessings that were given to, like, Hiram Smith and Oliver Cowdery and Joseph Knight. The last half of this one talks a little bit more specifically about being a witness. Sorry. In verse 7, it says, "If you keep my commandments and endure to the end." And in the podcast, they talk about how he was the only one who died outside of the church. They talked about how either it was a coincidence or how it was a warning for David to endure to the end and he could have eternal life. So that's interesting. Let's see. And then verse 8, it says, "You may stand as a witness." In these verses, David Whitmer's blessing differs significantly from the blessing of Joseph Knight and Hiram, which were given only shortly before. Here, David Whitmer is specifically promised that he will be a witness in a special way of the things which you shall both hear and see. As will be shown in connection with section 17, David Whitmer was called by the Lord as one of the 3 special witnesses of the Book of Mormon. On that occasion, he heard the voice of the Lord and saw the angel and the plates of Mormon, exactly as this blessing promised. There was one incident of significance that occurred when the angel Moroni presented the plates before the 3 witnesses. The record states, "In his hands he held the plates which we had been praying for these to have a view of. He turned over the leaves one by one so that we could see them and discern the engravings thereon distinctly. He then addressed himself to David Whitmer and said, 'David, blessed is the Lord, and he that keepeth his commandments.' When immediately afterwards we heard a voice from out of the bright light above us saying, 'These plates have been revealed by the power of God, and they have been translated by the power of God.'" So that was kind of cool. And then it talks about how Jesus is the creator of heavens and the earth. But nothing really significant there. So that's basically all I have for these verses. I know, not a lot. But what you gonna do? Anyways. That's D&C. My desk is a mess. Section 14, verses 6 through 11. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow.